Copyright 2017 Win Your Brand. All rights reserved. This video is subject to copyright owned by Win Your Brand. Any reproduction or republication of all or part of this video is expressly prohibited, unless Win Your Brand has explicitly granted its prior written consent. All other rights reserved.
Okay, so if we want to keep going here, and 35 is you should also design and redesign a book cover that sells. And one thing I want to talk to you about the book cover. If you look at the material I gave you, you will notice how the book cover inside look like. That's right. So this is how the book cover look like. The outside here, it's a flavor of the book cover. So when you contract somebody to give you the book cover, make sure that you have all the components of the book cover, because as I'm telling you, like, we had an experience with someone. She went over, she paid a publisher $3,000. They made for her a book cover. However, we could not use the book cover to make any marketing material, because what will happen in the book cover? Very static image. So you should expect to have, if you go to a 12 Stream of Income website, you will see a flavor of the book cover, which is here. So you should also consider having flavors of this book cover, because you need to make multiple marketing material which has the look and feel similar to the book cover.
So it's like a branding colors or branding.
Branding colors, you can have like information sheets, so you can take pieces of it. So many publishers will just give you a JPEG image or a GIF or just one image of a book cover. This will not work. This will not serve the purpose we are doing it here. Okay.
Can I ask a question on the previous one?
Sure.
You said about guest post, writing on the guest posts on blogs. So, like if they write on my blog, you have to edit it, right? Or you have to approve it, or?
You have to approve it, but you cannot edit it. Like if they write on your blog, they give you whatever they write, and you have to ask to just basically approve it. Like.
Okay, so if you don't like what they write, you just don't approve it, or
Yeah.
ask them to change it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you have to be clear with them. Like if you invite somebody, you have to be clear that you may actually reject what they write.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, it will cause a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Number 36.
I didn't get that.
Okay.
Design a book cover. Design a book cover that sells. Okay. Number 36. You should design a launch strategy. So you should be able to say, I will go to which social media, I will what I will be writing. So this is a strategy that's very important for the book. So when you tweet, you have to know why you are tweeting and at what time do you tweet. Okay. You should also consider there is something on Amazon called affiliate program. You should consider what's Amazon affiliate program. What's Amazon? Do you know what's affiliate program?
Yeah. I give Shamir a link. He sells it. He gets commission.
Okay.
Off my book.
Yeah, I have that. Didn't pay anything yet.
You said Amazon affiliate?
It's Amazon affiliate program. 38. You should have something called contact the author. So you should have a link called contact the author section. So on your website, you should be able to contact the author. Okay? 39. Because you are an author, so writing is part of you. So you have to make sure that because you are writing, you have to make sure that everything is right, professional, and it portray a professional look, does not portray a hobbyist. Okay? So when I have a professional image, everything will be a professional image. You should also submit articles. You should also submit articles and to a link roundup, and you should be able to create articles and about your book. 41. You can do a blog tour, which basically write blogs for other people.
What is to submit articles? Where do I submit those articles to?
There are some websites like submit your article to a link roundup. So there are some websites where they just accept people links and promotions.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Facebook groups.
Okay.
What kind of
Facebook groups.
Oh,
You sorry.
There's like a group they'll send to like business newsletters, like they just send it to one and they send it out to 20, but you gotta put in your area of expertise.
Mm-hmm.
You should also create urgency for why people they want to buy your book through different promotions. You can join forces with the local merchant, so you can actually. I know somebody who will have her book, and then she will put oil essentials as a subset of her book, so they can either buy her book with the oil essential, or they can get the oil essentials and they get their books a discount or something. You will become. You need to time and to coordinate promotion. And 45, you will become a subject matter expert. So you are now the expert in this area. So
Join forces.
like if you have individuals who have alternative offering, they can offer your book. Like if there are 3 individuals here who each one has a book related, they can sell it as a bundle book, as a bundle package.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Number 46, it said, don't stop promoting one book to start writing another. So you are always in promotion. So the buzz and excitement of launching can be, so when you market a book, you should be able to do it. Number 47, which I don't like to say it, is you should also try Fiverr. So Fiverr, they have some individuals who will give you, why you laugh?
I'm just thinking of
Fiverr.
Fiverr is a service where you can have a promoter from overseas are at a discounted price who can they just promote your book. Fiverr.
Like
5 ERR.
Also, more or less like to get reviews,
They can
Page
get you
reviews
reviews,
or
they can get you promotion.
likes or
Yeah.
stuff like this.
Yep. Yep.
$5 projects, right?
$5 projects.
Just be careful. There'll be a lot
Yeah.
of bots. A
Yeah.
lot of your likes will not be real likes.
Yeah.
But so one way to build credibility is to show that.
You can also do a book reading.
Some bots.
It is,
So-
that's what it is.
When you do book reading, you can actually contact the tri-schools, local bookstores, library, community college. You can also go and say, I will do a book reading. You sit there and you read the part of your book.
You skipped 46.
46, I said it actually. Don't stop promotion. Don't stop. Okay? 49, connect with your readers. Number 50, make vacation work for you. If you are heading to a new locality, you can do a little bit of research, and then you can find destination libraries, schools, and bookstores, and you talk about your book. So here's you make destination works for you. So anywhere you are going, for even a personal trip or a family trip or wherever, you can actually connect with the writer books over there. You should also do video. Consider doing video. You promote others. I think this is enough, guys. You need more than 52 methods.
There's so much, man.
Do video, do you do like a video promoting the book, or video promoting your service, or video promoting,
So
where do you put the video? And
Number 55 is
put it on
good.
YouTube, or what kind of?
So you will you can do videos promoting all of the above. So you can promote your book. You can promote your number 53.
50 who? 3.
3. You should consider create a bit.ly link to your book. So you should be considering shorten your URL for your book through a bit.ly link shortening service. This will make it more convenient. You can also consider buy advertisement. 54, 55. So what do you mean 55? Free will sell.
Anyone need paper?
So free sells, give away your work and your work. You can give free books. You can also have a hello bar on your website for promoting buying your book.
What does that mean?
You can have a banner. Yes, sir.
I was just wondering if Hello Bar is a type of
Of banners.
like Sumo. Is it like a
Yeah,
Sumo?
yeah, yeah.
Okay. So if you type in Hello Bar, that's a special plugin, or is that Hello
think
Bar
so.
just generic term for a banner?
Add a Hello Bar book teaser to the top of your page of your website. So there's something called Hello Bar.
Okay.
Number 57,
What's 54? I can't read that.
buy advertising.
Oh.
Number 57 is you can create a bundle. So if you have your books, if you have your book, printed book, ebook, you have some videos, you can bundle them as 1 point purchase. Number 58, you have to encourage your fan to market your book.
Your fans.
Your fans, yeah. People who loves you, you can encourage them to. You can enroll. There's a Smashword affiliate program. There's an Amazon affiliate program. You can also 59. You can repurpose the content of your book to something else. So if your book is 21 ways, which you mean you have 21 ways, you can have a 21 blog. That's right. Number 60. You can use SlideShare, which I explain it in a minute. So you can have slides on your book, why your book is important. You can build what we call it book trailer.
So is that different from 51, the video?
Yes, because the video you will be talking about it.
Okay.
The book trailer is marketing. The book is like the movie trailers, that's right. And you know this service which they just have some drawings, like they draw like a whiteboard. You may wanna design a book trailer like that.
They have that through Fiverr too.
Yeah, they have. Yeah.
You get like people in the book.
62. You can consign your book. Consign means you can go to places where they put your book on the shelves, and if they sell it, you get commission. If you don't sell it, you give them back. So
They give them back to you.
to you, yeah.
Okay.
You should also consider partner up. So, and around the table here, you guys can partner with different people. 64. You can consider merchandising. So you can sell some merchandise. Merchandise like what? Pens, mugs, cups, shirts. Okay. 65. It doesn't exist anymore. You can use some apps. You can use like Vine or some applications to promote your book. Number 66, you can donate. So if you notice in the document I gave you, I donate the proceeds of the book to 3 different charities. You can also do backroom selling. So Claude was in a workshop yesterday. If he has his book on the back, what will happen?
People would look at it and more likely buy it right there on the spot.
That's right. So backroom selling. You can also sell through Pinterest, which is
Sell through what?
Pinterest. Pinterest is a
How can you sell through Pinterest?
using Pinterest. So because you put images on Pinterest,
Oh yeah.
and people will come to buy it.
And
Crest.
attach a link or something?
Yeah.
Back to the website,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Back to the
Hey,
back to landing page.
You can have also a Google Plus launch party. And there's two more to go yet. Yes, sir.
For the backroom selling, would I have to pay for that?
No, because it's your seminar.
Back of room.
It's back of room, so you go back on the room and sell.
Oh no, I meant like someone else's seminar.
You have to talk to them. Okay, you have to talk to somebody else's seminar.
What did you write before lunch party?
Sell through Pinterest.
Sell through Pinterest.
Launch party.
It's launch party, not lunch. Launch.
Oh, lunch.
Launch party. You can also reconnect through your alumni, and you ask them to help you promoting your book. And I believe the last one is have fun. 71 is have fun.
Reconnect to what?
Alumni.
Alumni.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
I have a question about number 66. You said donate proceeds. So how do you define proceeds?
Everything after cost.
Thank you. That's what I was wondering.
Everything after cost. If my role to sell my service, I would not care much about a proceed of $10 of my book, because my service is much more money. So when you have a donation for a cause, it will click well or click better with individuals. Okay.
Reconnect to alumni. Who's the alumni?
Of your university or your college
Your kindergarten class.
or your
Oh, my old pals.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is the message.
You have a connection with them.
Okay. Any questions?
Can you go back to 47? I missed some. Lisbon's a lot.
Try different resources like Fiverr, right?
And
Yeah,
that's Fiverr. That's
Try Fiverr.
Stop.
Okay.
Don't stop
Marketing or promoting. So the reason for me to go through the 71 tool is not to get you to apply all of them. It's just to show you, do you have any barriers of promoting your book
hell no.
or your book idea?
If I do, I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe.
That's 52.
52 is.
What are the other outstanding
promote-
questions
promote
do we
others.
have? So can you go to your action item and write down that I would like to make you review the 71 methods and you make a plan on how you can market your book right now, which is just a cover plus a promoting material, and you promote it as a forthcoming book. Sorry?
What do I do? Same thing?
Create a plan.
Okay.
You create a plan.
Huh.
And the plan will consider the 71, which one of those you would like to use. And it's your book at the end of the day, it's not mine.
Even if you have already your book, you can use some of that as a relaunch.
As
more or less,
relaunch, yeah?
right?
Yeah. Any questions?
The mentor actions are your actions?
Yeah, in this form, this form usually we use it on a one-on-one. So if you wanted me to do some actions, I write it down in my own form. Okay, because we always have hard time tracking what's happening and who's doing what. Can we go again through the goals, because we want to make sure we covered everybody goal from here. So did we cover all the goals?
I had questions regarding the PLR, or
Okay,
that was one which we didn't note down.
okay. I'll address this one. Did you address all of your goals?
There's one I wanted to learn about creating a coaching program, but everything else is good.
Okay. Praveen, did we go through your goals?
This is amazing. I have to review everything.
Okay.
This is really good.
Did we go through your goals?
Yes, you did.
Okay. Darryl, do you have your goals covered?
Yes and more.
It's good. Go ahead.
Well, I have a question about. I have to create another domain name for my chakra reading, and I would like to have some input about that.
Okay. Okay. Did we meet your goals?
I've got the. No, I wasn't here for the setting of the goal, so yeah, I met it.
Okay. 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 So
The
let's.
only thing that's missing on my sheet is what the agenda was. Oh, so the agenda was about books.
Yeah, the agenda was about books. Okay, so let's talk about the BLR for a minute. Private labeled reports. These are some documentations or some books, some e-books, which are privately labeled, which is equivalent like a ghostwriter. Someone will write this material, and all what he wants to do is he wants to sell it.
Private label reports.
Yes. Or that's right, private label reports.
Yeah, or stands for private label rights too. Like
Or private label rights.
The copyrights.
So this is our material which are not copyrighted. They sell it, and it include articles. It can include so many videos, so many. So what was your question?
The question is, because sometimes you see books out there. If you search for a paragraph, it has been used by many. When we talked about having a ghostwriter, the pro and cons of that, and whether if this is a business book, whether I wasn't sure about the private label rights. So if it's
Google, Amazon 2 years ago or 3 years ago, they cleaned up their funnel, because they used to have lots of people will go and get this private label books, and they publish them on Amazon. And there was a common lady in Calgary. She's doing numerology, which is the science of numbers, and she got caught in this, and they are blackmailed till today on Amazon. You can actually, if you put their names there, they will tell you that they were actually violating the Amazon copyright agreement which basically you cannot use such a material on Amazon publication as if you are the author of it. The question usually about if I have articles or blogs, can I use this private label rights or private label material on my website? Or can I use it to provide content to people?
Yes, because it's not copyright.
It's your call, because if people will find out that this have been duplication from others, how they will look at you. So if you have like 300, 400 blog, and maybe 10-20% of them are private label, I believe it's okay. But if you have like 10 blogs and none of them are yours, I believe you have a question mark or you raise a flag. That's right. There's actually a website to sell private label rights or PLR products where they got it from somebody for 1 cent and they sell it outside for $27. This is a big business online, huge business. I remember one day I bought a package. It has more than 375,000 articles, and I had to figure out what else I can buy because the minimum purchase was $10. And this was articles written from 1984 till 2000 on all kind of whatever you can believe, all kind of material like financial, insurance, all kind of activities.
So these are private label rights?
Yes, this
Or
according to
rights, not reports.
Right.
I usually understand as report, but
Could be
the idea is this material has no copyright attached to it. You can buy it and you can do whatever you like with it.
I was asking because, for example, I've seen stuff from Brian Tracy which had been published with the exact wording somewhere else.
Yes.
You can see that, and then you see like those are the guys who have like hundreds of books out, and then you see some duplications.
But also it will take an expert like you or like me to figure out how to find the match. It's not common when somebody got a material, will take a copy of a paragraph and they will paste the paragraph in Google search, and they will search and they find out all the websites which has the same material.
Actually, Grammarly automatically does that. If you have a paid Grammarly, it automatically sees if it's
Plagiarized or not?
Yeah, I think so.
I stopped having the paid ones. Because I didn't use the paid part. I don't know. That's why I stopped having it.
Yeah.
But I used to. It's a very powerful tool. If you wanna edit your material, Grammarly is one of the best grammar checking tools. Even the unpaid version. I paid for a year or two, and I stopped paying it. So
I usually agree with grammar. Sometimes it's wrong.
you know. Okay. Any questions?
So why would anybody spend a lot of time finding this material?
Because you can promote quickly. Like if I go to your website and I'm trying to compare you to other people, your website cannot have 1 or 2 blogs. It must have hundreds and tens of blogs. So if you want to convey the message that you are expert, some of this material are very simple. Some of them are very brief. And sometimes I use this material to find topics to write about.
Yeah.
Because you have an article here written on what is coaching, for example. So yeah, it's a good topic. So I can write a topic, what's coaching.
Where do you find this information?
Is
there a site where you can
there are websites and there are purchases. We have about 500,000 of this material available to you guys. If you get one with me, I should be able to.
500,000?
Yes. The area where I did some work was called How to Get Your Ex Back was actually one of these BLRs. It sold very well. Amazing selling. But it's not my name attached to it at all.
How to get your ex back?
It's actually a very interesting topic.
How to get
Why would you want to get your ex back?
You will be surprised. Who do you personally know who purchased this tool?
So there's websites where you can find this.
God.
Yeah, I'm not talking.
Yeah, like because I was shocked, like when I was seeing the purchases coming through, and I look at the individuals, and you meet them again in networking events and stuff in Calgary. I was like surprised, you know, like what?
Why would you do that?
Yeah, why somebody will spend $7 or $10 on
Yeah.
such?
Once you've gotten rid of your ex, why you want him back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway,
Oh, you talked about EX, the lizard X's.
we talk about some kind of X. Okay. So, what was the question on this side?
Oh,
DB2 goals.
and I want to have a domain name for the BioWell chakra reading. And you know, I found out in our last meeting there was a lady who was interested in purchasing a BioWell. So I want to be that go-to person in Calgary.
Okay.
So, you know, I was thinking about Calgary, and I know it's really long, but you know, for finding things, Calgary BioWell chakra reading, or no? What do you think?
I wouldn't go with the URL has Calgary in it.
Yeah.
No? No?
No.
No.
It's BioWell, I believe.
Just BioWell chakra reading? Chakra balancing?
What
That's
do
a
you say?
very specific product, right?
I know, but, you
Yeah.
know, but I just want to make sure that anybody who Googles BioWell, because it's becoming a little bit more known, that I'm on top of the list.
Is that your trademark, BioWell?
No, it's not my trademark, but if I, you know, like it's the machine.
Okay.
So she
So
wants.
the
she wants us.
trademark is owned by someone else.
Yeah,
So this can't be done remotely, right?
but
This can't be done remotely.
I'm experimenting with it.
Okay, because I think when you search Calgary and BioVal, the two, the URL may catch the two, right? I don't know if it does or not. I don't
Yeah,
know.
but who will search BioWell Calgary?
Yeah,
That's a good
okay.
point. Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
So what about BioWell reading?
BioWell reading, huh?
Yeah.
Can you use the name BioWell in your?
No, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I have to check that first, right?
If the
Yeah.
domain's
If this is-
available.
No, but if that is a trademark, then it could be tricky too.
But if she's got other modifiers with BioVal, is it still by trademark? I don't know. Who knows? Don't know.
You'd have to set yourself up as a distributor of BioWell product.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So
Some things to find out.
something to
What's
find
the
out.
important part? Is it you or is it BioWell? What happens if they go away?
Well, I don't want them to go to somebody else. You know, like I want to be the authority on and the go-to person in Calgary.
So let's just.
Sell the product and train people to use the product.
Pardon?
You want to be the expert in Calgary to sell and train
No,
the
no,
people.
no. I don't
No?
want to be selling.
Are you talking about SEO, search engine?
No, she wants to create a URL for a separate service she wants to do, which using the BioWell automated reading for chakra reading in
Oh.
Calgary. So let me think about it because we don't know. I don't think we have to check out the BioWell availability as well.
Okay.
Okay.
To see if anybody else has it in their
Yeah.
area, so that they.
Any other outstanding question at this point? So
Mhm.
do you want to go to the next step? So here we have a book. We market the book. That's right. So what is the next step after selling the book?
Write another one.
Is to write the book.
Ah. Yeah,
That's
you sell
right.
it before you write it.
Yeah, we pre-sold the book. That's right, Kevin. We had a project here to pre-sell the book.
Yeah.
Now, so what do you need to have to sell a book? We need to have a table of contents, right? So what should a table of content of a book look like?
Intro, preface.
So you have a preface, you have a forward,
Acknowledgements.
you have an acknowledgement. What else you have?
Show you whether he's done it right.
You can have an introduction. Chapter 1 will be introduction. And then you'll have your chapters. 2, 3. How many chapters minimum you should have? Usually the practice shows that you should have 10 chapters. Okay? And at the end you can have summary, and you can have about the author.
Does it need an index?
You can have an index if you prefer to have an index.
And I guess it depends on the book, but there might be some references in there, but I don't think for...
Nope, not for business books. Usually don't have a business books.
But some would have resources.
You can have resources, yeah, you can have resources as well. This can be one of the chapters.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that'd be a chapter.
It can be.
Yeah, I've seen that happen.
Resources recommended
Reading.
by the author. This is where you can make money by getting these resources to be listed within your book. Okay? And there are mechanisms to get you to write this whole book in 40 hours.
Really?
Oh yeah. There are exercises where you can basically write one sentence, create a questioning, like answer who, where, when, why, and you can basically write a paragraph in 2 minutes. And you can literally do it in 40 hours. You can write a full book.
Is that like, where'd you get that from? Like, where is that? You're answering my pain point around time. What are the 4 biggest quadrants?
You gotta know your stuff if you're gonna do this in 40 hours.
Nope. Nope.
What, it's all in here. Like
Nope.
if you've got it all in here,
Actually, yeah, there's quite an interview technique where you can have somebody else to extract it from you.
Well, that's probably the best way. I don't know.
I can get into details if you want to understand these techniques. I can show you a few details.
yes, I do.
But if you have these chapters,
The resources, is that the resources trusted by the author?
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, okay. So you gotta have all that in place before, then 40 hours from there, bingo.
No. 40 hours. I can show you how you can.
Includes that.
Yeah. Okay.
What's the difference between a preface and a forward?
I don't know. They have a preface and forward. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't even know either.
You know.
Different word.
And if you connect with me, there are specific template you can use. So the question is where you start. You start with the titles of each chapters. So can you start with the titles of your chapters?
Personally, I couldn't because I need to get a feel for the overall. So if you have the summary, yeah, you could.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah, the summary.
If you have a title for each chapter, this is the first starting point. So each chapter should have a title. Now the title will not be the final title shown in the book after all the activities, but it will be a starting point.
Like working titles.
Like working, whatever you call it.
Yeah, but you're not
Organize it.
publishing this, are you, at all?
You will publish it later on, yeah, when you
Later.
finalize
When
everything.
you finalize, yeah, but not pre-publishing. Like we're talking about when you
No.
pre-publish, you don't want to.
When you we already done with the
Yeah.
pre-publishing.
Okay. So this is now actually.
This
getting
now
down
actually
the
getting the
selling
book done. Getting the book done.
Getting the book done. Okay.
So you should have titles.
Right.
So if I wanna you to work on a book chapter, can you put a title on your page right now? Can you write a title
Of a chapter?
Of a chapter, yeah.
Yeah.
Write a title of a chapter. Okay? Can you write "18 ingredient that somebody should learn when they read this book title"?
18.
Yes.
Why 18?
Just write 18 ingredient from 1 to 18.
Sorry, 18 ingredients that.
When somebody will read your book chapter, need to learn or will learn. Can you write them? Do you have the 18 ingredient?
Oh, not all 18.
No, just take like give you like 5 minutes. So can you consider writing 18 ingredients, which if somebody will come to read this chapter, they will learn.
In one chapter.
Yeah, in this particular chapter.
Or in one chapter.
Yeah, so I'm here on chapter 2. Whatever chapter, can you have a title for this chapter?
And 18 things you can learn from that.
And write down from 1 to 18 and label them 1 to 18. What are the ingredients of anybody will learn? Okay, and I'll come back in 5 minutes, and then I'll show you how you can convert this to a 10 pages chapter. Okay? So pick up a topic for this chapter or a title and write down the 18 ingredients, which if somebody will read this chapter, what they should learn. You know what, Shamir? I shouldn't stress and I should expect the better, right?
You shouldn't
I
what?
got this phone call from Ottawa. I saw the disaster. I was so stressed. I shouldn't stress. I should expect the better.
Is that the Prime Minister calling you to come and autograph the book that you sent him?
Not yet. Because I was expecting something negative, and basically when I went and listened to the message, it was extremely good.
Excellent. So when are you flying out there?
You know, just like, why do you have this fear, man? It's number 9.
You're not tuning into my Monday morning things.
I'm here Monday morning. You should change.
It's just for you.
So, yes, sir.
I see the page before.
Okay.
I've already done it.
Are you done with the 18 ingredient?
Okay, I'm lost here.
Why?
What's the last one we have?
Index.
Sorry, thank you.
It's a Shamir question mark.
My question mark.
I wish you would give an example.
If you want to write a chapter on a topic, what are the 18 ingredient or the 18 content that somebody should learn? So pick up a title for a chapter of your own imagination, which is inside your book, and write an 18 ingredient that somebody will learn when they read this chapter. Okay? And there is a reason for them to be 18. They can be less, but I want to just 18 because I want to show you how we can do a few tricks. Somebody's done? Done. Kevin, are you still there?
I have 4 more.
4 more to go, man. 4 more to go. Go, 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 go. 1-8. Are you done? Can we go to the next step? The next step we call it the elimination. Can you eliminate 4? Can you pick up 14 topic or 14 ingredient out of the 18 you wrote? So now I would like you to narrow them down to 14.
Oh, narrow them down.
To 14. Can you pick up the best? Can you pick the best 14 ingredient out of the 18? So you can you eliminate 4?
Where's your markers?
Oh, it's in my office. I can bring them.
Please.
Can you pick up 14 out of the 18 ingredient? Are you done with this step?
Gotta find 18 first.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you, after the step after 14, can you order them? Like, is the order you have right now is the right order? Is the order is flowing logically?
This is what John Apple
It's because there is a method like that. It's not a, there is a method. There is a patented method on that. They have to flow. Now, can you order them? Make a preliminary order, a starting order. The order will change. As anything we do in this particular workshops, everything is subject to change. So, are you now down to 14? These 14s are the subtitles of your chapter. Can you make each one of the 14 ingredient as a subtitle of your chapter? So do you have 14 subtitle?
Yeah. 14.
Can you subtitleize them, but making them subtitle, like making it a statement look like a subtitle? Sometimes you will write ingredient like, I want to know about accounting. When you want a subtitle, say what accounting means.
Oh.
Or why. So can you make sure each one of these ingredients are subtitle?
Okay. Do I have to put it in order?
You can order them 1 to 3 if you want to order them. At the end of the day, after you finish the whole chapter, you can read it and organize it. But if somebody will say, I'm stuck, I don't know what to do, there's actually a mechanism to extract the 10 titles, the 10 chapters. But away from the 10 chapters, I'm now in a specific chapter. What are the 18 ingredients you want somebody to learn? Can you narrow them to 14? How did you narrow them? Did you eliminate some or did you merge some? What did you do?
Yeah,
Either combination of elimination or merging.
Combination.
A combination of both, that's right?
Yeah.
Now you have 14 titles, 14 ingredient. Can you make them as subtitles? Yes, you can take the ingredient and make it a subtitle. Do you agree? So your job right now is to write for this subtitle. Okay? And I will show you how you can write for this subtitle. Okay? Any questions? Mariana, are you understanding the process?
A little bit, but I want to hear what's happening, what other people have.
So you partition your book into 10 chapters. Each chapter you can have, you need to have 14 ingredients for each chapter or 14 subtitles. This is the ultimate goal. If Barvin will come and say, no, I have only 11. Okay, Barvin, you know what? Or 11 is okay too. If Kevin will come and say, no, I need really 16. It doesn't matter. You can have 16. But your ultimate goal is to make everything with a process of 14 ingredient of a chapter. If I read a chapter in a book and the book is supposed to be 200 pages or 200 pages, which is like side of pages, I partition this book into what? Into 10 chapters, that's right? So the chapter will be 20 pages.
But if I have 21 ways, I should have 21 chapters.
But in this example, we have 10 chapters.
Mm-hmm.
So in 20 pages, is it legitimate to understand 14 concepts in 20 pages? Can you write about 1 page and a half per concept to make them 20 pages? Does it make sense? For your particular case, because everybody here loves you, so we just talk about your particular case, you will have 21 chapters, because it's 21 ways, plus introduction, plus some other chapters. You target 200. So you will be having about 10 pages per chapter. So when you have 10 pages per chapter, how many ingredients you can have in the 10 pages? Maybe 7, because you have 21 chapters. But let's just follow this exercise of having 14 ingredients. So did you, after you do the ingredient, you make them titles. Okay? Do you understand the mechanics now?
No. Can I get an example? No?
What's your title? Give us an ingredient.
A leader must be focused.
A leader must be focused. So this can be a title on its own. What is the other ingredient you have?
Having a vision.
Okay. What else?
Communicating vision
Okay.
team.
Communicate your vision.
to a team.
So, okay, so communicating vision might not be an ultimate title. The ultimate title can be communicate your vision. That's right. Because when we have commanding, if you remember the 7 starting, when you have commanding, it's much better. So, what other ingredient?
The cost of not having a vision.
How can we help him with the title, Praveen?
I don't know.
The cost of not having a vision. How we can you make it as a title, guys? The cost of not having a vision. How can you make it as a title?
Well, each of the subtitles would be the actual one aspect of the cost. So
No. Because he talked about communication. So the cost of not having a vision. How we can make this as a subtitle, independent subtitle.
Without vision, your team will not see clearly.
Or the dangerous of no vision. Or no vision means no leader. No vision equal no leader. Equal sign. Can this be a subtitle? Okay?
Now, would this be Title of the chapter?
No, this is a subtitle inside the book chapters.
So, you know, it's like a little subtitle heading, and then you write about it, and then the next subtitle you write a different concept. So
Okay.
Okay.
probably see some in there too, like subtitles in
So
the book.
when you look around, there is a similar technique to get the title, but this is the. I want to start this at the chapter level. So in the chapter level, you expect to have 18 title. You narrow them to 14. Why did we start with 18? Because we want to get from you more and more and more. And then you make them subtitles. Do you need help with the subtitles?
The subtitles for those are the chapter names.
No, this is inside one chapter name. We have a chapter title.
These are subheadings.
Subheadings or subtitles inside the chapter.
So I got the chapters, but I don't have the subtitles for the chapter.
So pick up one chapter
Yeah.
and the figure for this chapter. What are the 18 ingredients you would like people to learn around this chapter? So give us an example of a chapter title. Give us an example for what you wrote.
Curiosity.
So curiosity. So what?
Understand curiosity.
Understanding curiosity.
Yeah.
So what are the 18 ingredients
That will follow that.
that can fit a title, name, understanding curiosity? Can each one of us around the table get 2 ingredients?
2.
Yeah, I will help you with 2 from my side. The source of curiosity and how to fulfill curiosity.
Okay, so the source of curiosity would be interest and the.
No. This is just ingredients here. So my ingredient
Those
to
are
you.
Ingredients. Yeah, I got all the ingredients.
So under the curiosity, you can say the source of curiosity and how you fulfill curiosity.
Yeah.
Can you give him 2 ingredients?
Benefits of curiosity
What else?
and freedom from boredom.
Sorry?
Freedom from boredom.
Freedom from boredom. Can you give him 2 ingredients?
Have fun.
Have fun with curiosity. What else?
Be interested.
No,
Be a sponge.
Learn.
Be a sponge.
okay.
Yeah, be a lifelong
Dar-
learner.
Daryl, can you give him 2 ingredients for under curiosity?
Said one.
Okay, say another one.
Ask more questions.
Ask more questions. Do you want to help him with ingredients under curiosity?
Be open.
Be open. What else? Can you give him ingredients under curiosity? An ingredient you will learn in a chapter under the title of curiosity. What will be?
I think it's more about how to create curiosity.
How to create curiosity? Maybe the power of curiosity. What I did here is a typical exercise we can do to produce content and component for any and everything. Okay? You take all these ingredients, you narrow them down into 14. You make the 14 look like sentences, like chapter titles, and then I can show you how you can write under these subtitles. Do you see them? Do you understand the mechanics? If somebody will come and say, "Oh, I have this book idea here. I don't know how to write it." It's okay. Like, pay for my events and come. I can show you. Like, in 2 weeks you can have the book, because it's so. There is a systematic approaches. When you do this first, you can always read it and change it later on before it goes public.
Yes.
So, is everything okay, Marcel? Everything is okay? So, do you have your subtitles? Can we go on the subtitles? Do you understand now, guys, the process?
Well, the subtitles went around the table. They're pretty good.
Yeah.
Or those are the ingredients.
These are the ingredients for your subtitles under curiosity.
Okay.
For each one of the, okay, so for each ingredient here, you convert it to 14 instead of 18, and you make the ingredient subtitle. You write it as a line,
As a subtitle. Yeah.
as a subtitle. Are you okay with this process, Kevin? Now, what we need to do is we need to pick up these title, and what do we need to do?
Write about them.
So how
Subtitles or two.
how can we write about under the subtitle? Now, how much do we need to write first? If my book chapter is 10 pages as a initial planning, I am now initially planning my book chapter. So my book chapter is 10 pages, is 20 pages. That's right. And I have 14 ingredient. So I will need to write about a page and a half to 2 pages per ingredient. How many paragraph a page and a half will have? Or 2 pages. So you should be able to write between 6 to 8 paragraphs around this subtitle. How can we write 8 to 6 paragraphs?
Like 6 to 8 cents.
It's much easier than that. Can you write 6 words? 6 words under this subtitle. So let's pick up an easy subtitle for each one of us. Curiosity might be hard. Can we talk about love? Can my subtitle be love? So my book chapter is the relationship between anybody and somebody. So this is my book title. My title for my chapter is on relationship. And on my subtitle, out of the 14 subtitle, I have the word love. So can you guys help me write 8 paragraphs on love? How can I write 8 paragraphs on love? I said, okay, can you write 6 words? Let's just write 6 paragraphs for now, okay? 6 paragraphs.
6 words.
Can you tell me 6 words which express love?
Unconditional.
Unconditional.
Compassion.
Why you don't get us an easy English, man? What's compassion mean?
Self-love.
Self-love.
Understanding.
Understanding.
Giving.
Given.
Empathy.
Empathy.
Care.
We need 6.
Phileo.
We need 6.
Friendship.
We need 6. We have 6 already.
Oh, we have 6. Okay.
Burning love.
We have 6.
Burning. Unconverted love.
Now we can take each one of those. We can take each one of those and convert it to
A sentence. or
a
paragraph.
question.
A question.
And when we convert it to a question, so one example, can you give me one unconditional? So what example of unconditional as a question?
What is unconditional love?
Beautiful. Beautiful.
What did you say?
What is?
What is
What is-
conditional? Unconditional love.
What is? So can you spend 5 minutes right on what is unconditional love?
That could be a whole book.
No, we need to write 6 paragraphs.
Yeah.
You are the one who gives us unconditional. So can the
Yeah.
the step is convert it to question
Yeah.
and then answer this question. Sometimes you convert it to 5 questions. 5 W's. Remember the 5 W questions? What are they?
who, what, why, when, where.
What do you think of when you
Wow.
Yeah. So so what, who, when, where, why. So can you answer these questions with the word unconditional? Will this give you a paragraph?
Yeah.
So if you need 5 minutes, if you accept this concept,
Yeah.
what you need to do is you need to have 5 minutes times 14 ingredient times 6 paragraphs times 14 ingredient times 10 chapters. If somebody has a divided by 60. So if you do the math, the 0 will go with the 0
Actually,
and the 6 will go with the 6. So you have 5 times 14 minutes.
Well, even 5 will go with
So
the 5.
why?
First 5.
Why?
Isn't it 5 minutes? What is the first 5?
5 minutes
Yeah.
times 6 paragraphs,
Yeah. So 5.
times 14 ingredient, times 10 chapters.
Right. The 5 and 5 will cancel. So
Which
you're down to
5?
14.
Which 5?
The 5 above and the 5 below.
No, man. 60 is 6 times 10.
Right.
So what
Oh,
you need
okay.
is 5 times 4,
Okay.
which equivalent to 50, 20,
70.
70 hours. So do you agree that with this mechanism you need 70 hours to finish your book?
Once you've got all the words down, yeah.
No, no. Why? Why? You have 14 ingredient.
You're not writing a recipe book here, man. Seriously.
This is a business book.
So
This-
this is about spontaneity. If you got it in here, it comes out.
Yeah.
And you break it down that way, it creates, you have to be spontaneous with that.
Yeah.
But it's organized. There's a
It's
structure.
organized,
The instruction.
yeah.
However, there is a lie here. When they teach us these techniques, they told us 40. This is end up being to be 40 hours, okay? So maybe they meet these 3 or they have the ingredient less, I don't remember, but they took it 40 hours. There is a lie here.
A which?
A lie.
A lie.
So what is a lie? Is if the time right now is 0, I cannot meet you after 70 hours from now and do it. I cannot do it. Because you need to be focused, you need to have creativity, you need to have
It's
so
elapsed time. It's not
it-
elapsed time.
it's a total of
Cumulative.
70 hours.
Could be 2 hours a day.
It can be 5 minutes a day. It can be 20 minutes. But the premises here or the promise is if you spend 1 to 2 hours, if you spend 7 hours a day, you need 10 days. If you spend 7 hours a week, you need 10 weeks. That's right?
Yeah.
If you spend 2 hours a day, you need 7 weeks. 7 weeks, less than 2 months.
Yeah.
You have a strategy, you have a structure. Once you finish a chapter, what you do? You pass it over to your next, because Marcel will done his chapter, I will be done my chapter. I know both of them are sucks because they are spontaneous like this. So what I do, I give it Marcel to read it. Marcel will give me mine to read, and both of us are reading to each other and making sense of what are we reading, and then providing feedback. So having forums like this, if you understand these concepts, you can basically write your book and within 2 to 3 months have the whole book done by spending 2 hours a day on the average or 10 hours a week. What you focus on? The book. Is this attainable to you?
I like it.
Well, this way, yeah. Is this how you talk when you said there's interview ways, interview questions? Is this what you meant, or is
The
this-
interview questions are very similar. You want to comment on it, or you want to?
Yeah, this is more or less the same principle, just that you interview yourself. And I mentioned that a little bit earlier, that this is something, how you can do this if you want to help someone, is asking those questions if you know a little bit about the topic.
So when they do these exercises, they go to an extent of the following. Can you pick up 5 orphan words that you never used in your life? You don't know about them. Like, can somebody like saxophone and like you can put 5 words, which is you never really. We can actually make up 5 words. Can you write 5 sentences around these 5 words? Can you write now for 5 minutes around these 5 words? So if I pick up an island with saxophone, with elephant, with what else? Pick up other 2 words.
Banana.
With banana. What else?
Abraxas.
Abaxus. Okay? So if you pick up these 5 words, can you put them in 5 sentences?
And
and connect them?
No, like 5 different sentences, each one word in a sentence.
Yeah.
Can you
But you don't have to relate to each other.
just write them, follow the instructions. Put them in a long sentences. 6 to 8 word sentences. Can you?
Yeah.
What about saxophone? This is a very simple sentence. I don't know, neither you, what the saxophone is, neither you guys. None of us in the room here, including Wael, Marcel, Kevin, Barvin, Claude, Daryl, Mariana, and Shamir, knows about saxophone. However, we searched around everywhere and we could not find any information.
Where's your sentence?
And we keep asking ourselves, what is the damn thing called saxophone? Oh, by the way, Kevin even could not spell it out because when he started to spell it out, he wrote Zixaphone, he put ZXIZ. However, we got Daryl on the other side with his knowledge through the Chinese community. He has it as a PX.
Oh, you got a book.
Okay, when majority of the business books written outside are in this way. However, when you map this to your knowledge, so when I produced love here, and Shamir is he's supposed to be a love master.
I am a love master.
You're a love
So
guru, right?
Shamir came up with what?
Love that.
Unconditional love. Because in law of attraction, law of transformation, whatever heart math he's doing, he's conducting and commanding his followers to do it. Unconditional love. So when you do this in the context of what you know and what you are the expert at, the words here will be in what way? In what you do. Can I borrow your notes to read them? So this young man here and this gentleman here, he talks about leader. Actually, you should read it. I cannot read, man. So can you read it? Can you read all of them but slowly? Just read one and I will read all of them. All of your
A
ingredients.
leader must be focused.
Number 2.
The power of concentration.
Number 3.
Having a vision.
Number 4.
Creating a vision.
Number 5.
Conveying a vision.
Can you see? The ingredients coming relevant to what?
Being a leader.
Relevant to his background. Relevant to his knowledge. Relevant to his message. So when you use Zixaphone as an example, it will never come in your writing. If you follow up this kind of approach, you will find yourself naturally coming with words here, which is what?
That relate to you.
That relate to you. So you will be able to write about them. And if he continues a whole list, which we heard about a few of them before, you will find all of them are surrounding this chapter. Okay? Do you have any excuse not to write books?
This is a good format. I like it.
Okay? When we do the format right, this number is supposed to be 14. I don't know why this number came with me 70. It's supposed to be 40 hours a week. Because this is what they sell. This company in particular, they sell, you can do 40 hours a week. You can do 40 hours, which means you can do 40 hours a week, which means you can do a book every week.
Which company?
It's one of the publishers which come to town here. It's about $50,000 program to sign up for with them. And all what they do is they coach you through this. These are not passion books. These are business books. Books tailored to do what? To make you the expert, to make you the knowledgeable in the topic. And all what you do is you understand the topic and you express it with your own language. Now, when we talk about one more thing to comment here is when we mention this, when we talk about 200 pages book, 21 chapter, 10 pages roughly a chapter or 8 pages a chapter. Remember, these chapters can have also what? Illustration. Okay? So if you commit yourself to find an illustrator, because we can either create the images and we cannot get people who cannot take somebody else's photos or illustrations, right?
We can buy them.
You can buy them, but you cannot take them under common creativity, please, for your books till we verify this. So if I have here 10 pages and I commit myself to make an image here and the write-up only here, how many pages do I need to write now?
Right.
What about the following? What about I will make an image here, and I will put the write-up here and the writing here. That's right. What about something more intelligent, like what Daryl would do? He will have the page here, and then you will get the important messages in a box here, which is what I do in my book. So I will summarize
You summarize each chapter or each page?
each
Each idea?
page, each ingredient.
Oh.
Subject, right?
Each subject, each ingredient. What about something like this?
Instead of writing a paragraph.
Okay,
And that takes up a lot of room and
it takes up a lot of room.
builds up the.
If you try to abuse the room and don't have it, you will find yourself at the end of the book you need more rooms, okay? You need more pages. But this, or moreover, when you look at these book chapters, usually you have here wide margins. And the fonts shall not be smaller fonts.
Should be big font.
It should be big fonts and shall not be like, can I see this one? So you can see here there is too much white. It's about a line and a half. It's not a single line. He can get the margins. The margins like, can you see this? Can you see this? This is a random look. So can you see this part here? So, and this is what a book editor will do. A book editor will get this kind of information and put them through so people can read it. Like this actually. Okay, so when you have books like this, the books are not single space.
Double space.
Double space will be too much.
1.5.
1.5 or 1.25. When you put titles here, you need this white space around it. You are not wasting space. You make it
Readable.
outstanding and readable. So sorry, did I mess it up?
No, it's just it's not mine, but
Yeah. So yeah.
careful.
Yeah. It's okay. So the point I want to make here is writing a book is not,
Rocket science.
and it's not hard. It's not rocket science. It's not difficult task. All what you need to do is dedicate yourself 10 hours a week, one and a half to 2 hours a day, or 1 hour a day, to come up with answers to the ingredients.
In 18 or 14 ingredients for each.
Or 10 ingredients, or whatever. You got the example. Now, do you wanna, in the last 15 minutes, do you wanna do the exercise on the titles? How you come up with your all book chapter titles?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So
I have to leave at 4.
sure. Okay. So you have your book title, that's right? So Kevin, what's your book title?
Young, ambitious, and hungry.
Okay, Mariana, what's your book title? Unleash-
The untapped power.
The Untapped Power.
That's a nice title.
Mhm.
There's a domain with
I got the domain right here.
Okay. Can you tell us 14 topic? You need now 14 topics that somebody will need to learn or to know where they are associated with the untapped power.
Forgiveness.
Can you write them down? So what are the 14 topics which go with your book title?
14 topics, 14 chapters.
No, you narrow them down to 10 chapters.
So the topics are
You put 14 topics, you narrow them to 10 topics only, you order them, you sort them to the logical order, and you make them the 10 chapters of your book.
okay. Topics and chapters are the same.
Topics and chapter titles are the same thing. Ingredients and subtitles are the same thing.
So sort to 10.
They recommend 10 chapters. If you want to have more, you can. But if you want to have, when you have 14 and you narrow them down to 10, it gives you some areas to like organize and have confidence that these 10 are really the 10 which people need to know. Is this the same thing Daryl John talked to you about?
Very similar, yeah.
Yep.
There is a method.
Yep. So this message actually is licensed by somebody. Very interesting. Like
So come up with 14 topics.
if you want to come with 14 topics for your book, you should be able to see the recording. So if you want to go, you can go because everything is recorded. So it should be maybe a day or two when it should be up. And with your membership, you'll be able to see this particular videos.
You just have to make a count, right?
I sent you the account information. You received them. You're supposed to receive them.
I'll find it.
Yeah.
Do I have that account information?
I sent it to you as well.
Send it to everyone.
Yeah. So do you have your 14 category, 14 topics?
10.
Can you add 4 more? Why we should not go with the only 10 you have?
Because you can eliminate.
Because you can eliminate some.
And you can miss some.
Mm.
That's why when you start, you not have 10, you can have 14. I know we are landing to 10 at the end of the day. However, when you have more, okay? Do you have your 14? Can you eliminate 4 and have 10 topics?
18, I eliminated 4. And
At
I ended up
14.
with 14.
At 14, can you? No, in your 14.
No.
Now from 14, you need to go to 10.
That's gonna be hard.
If it will be hard, it means you can only have 14 chapter book.
To eliminate them?
No,
No, I have 14.
this was for the ingredient.
No, these are actually chapter titles, the ingredients I gotta work out for each of them.
Okay. So
Yeah.
it means if you can have only 14 topics and you cannot eliminate any of the chapter titles, it means your book will be 14 chapters. It's great. It's not a
Right,
big deal.
Okay.
Like there is no hard rule.
I get the gist.
You know.
I
So
haven't worked out the ingredients for each chapter.
Yeah.
That's what I haven't done.
so the ingredient will be the 18 reduced to 14.
Yeah.
Mariana, so did you have the 10? 10
Yeah.
you have 10?
Mm-hmm.
So this is, can you order them, put them in order, in logical order, and then after that you can make a chapter title of each. So if we come to the EQ 1-1, can you give us 14 topics that somebody has to learn about EQ 1-1? Can you reduce the 14 topic to 10?
Yes.
Can you make them in logical order? Can you organize them in a logical order? Can you confirm that this reads like a chapter, titles of chapters? You take each one of these chapters, and what you do next?
Expand on that.
You get each one of these, and you select, you create 18 ingredient. What you will learn under this 18 ingredient? You convert the 18 ingredient to 14, and you organize them. Once you sort them, what you do next? You pick up each ingredient.
6.
You can make 6 words or 8 words, and you put each word in a question, and you start to answer this question as long as you can. And after that, you compress the whole information, give it to somebody who can edit English for you, and who can do it. When I told you, you can basically record this response on your MP3 audio. You can record them. What will happen when you record them?
Once it's recorded, you can get it typed.
You can get it typed. So if you have a problem of typing or sitting and writing, you shouldn't, because you have your phone. You can basically record the MP3 files all the way. All what you need to do first is to come up with the ingredients, and then while driving, while having you don't need to have a computer even. You can basically record this ingredient. So this is a tool to create books in 40 pages, in 40 hours. The question is, what is the value of this book? What new knowledge exists in this book? We didn't. Okay.
So it establishes you as
So we also talked about having so the value of this book is to establish you, not to get the knowledge. We also talked about having this book with graphs, with figures, with illustration, with charts. Like you can have charts, you can have like line charts, you can have bar charts, that's right, you can have statistics in it. But-
Why?
So when you add this to the book, this will increase the size of the book.
Yeah. You could have key sentences and then right around those.
Yeah. And that's why your book should be edited by a book editor, not by a proofreader. Because a book editor will be the one who creates this kind of layout and special sentence and things like this. Each one around the table can write a book now.
Cool. That's why I come here, see? I don't know what I'm going to get, but I do get nuggets.
So this is I call it the art of writing books, and don't abuse it, because you can abuse. You can basically write about anything. And to be honest with you, when I went to when World Collide workshop in Calgary, there's a workshop for writers. You meet individuals who will write books as a contracted writers. So Scholastic or one of this agency wants to have books for the new school year. So they contact these writers and they tell them, can you write us about this topic? And they keep quiet. So can you write us about the topic of the galaxy? Can you write a book on galaxy? Very straightforward. I will go to my template. I can pick up from the titles. I shared with you before a title booklet, which has sample of titles. It was a salmon color booklet. I will go there, pick up a title, and then I will do the following. What are the 14 topics people wants to know about galaxy? Did you come up with your 14 topics now?
For the galaxy?
For the galaxy. Just the book title is the galaxy. You narrow these 14 topics to 10 and give them a logical order. Come to each chapter you have and get 18 ingredients. Within this, if my topic is the size of the galaxy, so what are the ingredients of the size of the galaxy? Maybe how they measure the galaxy, compared our size to the size of the galaxy. I don't know what else.
Big Bang,
You know,
the Echo.
and then you take it to make it 14 ingredient. You convert the ingredient into 6 words. Make the 6 words questions. Make the questions into paragraphs, sentences. That's it. That's why professional copywriters or professional book writers can write about any topic, about any book, about any field at any time. Yes, sometimes you have to do the research. Sometimes you have to go out there and like, if I want to talk about nanotechnology, there are 5 questions: who, why, when, where, and what is nanotechnology. I don't know what's nanotechnology, so I may need to go and look up resources and reference to identify nanotechnology. But I know what I'm looking for. It's not.
It's organized.
Yeah, it's organized. Do you agree?
Yep.
Was it valuable exercise?
Yeah.
Can you spare 1 to 2 hours at least a week putting some write-up around your book? And whoever have a book and does not have a marketing material, can you consider putting the marketing material? Review the 71 method and see if you can promote your book as well. Okay. Any questions for me? Any outstanding things? Each one has its own goals right now covered. Do you want to reflect on what happened today? Just to close it back. Marcel, are you okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, what's your reflections for today?
most important thing is for me that this is not an ego book where it's important what I want from this book, that this is like a fancy business card. Because even though in the first course we talked about this, it takes a while to get that out of your head. Once you have that out of your head and you learn this structure a little bit deeper, I think then the approach to writing the book becomes a lot easier, rather than thinking about the big elephant of a book and how to write it so that everyone will love it. If you know that it's just your door opener.
Well.
So if you lower the expectations for the content of the book a little bit, then I think the approach is a lot easier.
What I'm getting. Sorry, no.
And also I want to make a comment on lower the expectation. How many books do you expect to write in your career? If you pick up this coaching, business training, whatever, love coaching, whatever you're doing right now. I want to be a
Love
love coach.
coaching?
I want to be a love coach, man. There's actually
I'd
a
love
very
to hear your practical exercises for that.
I actually there's actually a love coach. There's a very famous love coach. He's
Mike Myers,
yeah, Mike Myers.
Love guru.
Yeah, the love guru. Yeah.
Deepak Chopra came in that movie, right? Love coach.
I wouldn't take lower your expectation, because the question is how many books will you write in the next 5 to 10 years? If you are good in what you do, and you have customers and you have individuals, you will find yourself every maybe 1 to 2 years you will have what?
Enough info for another book.
For another book, right?
Because you get questions that need to be answered,
Yes.
and those are the subjects
So-
for a new book.
I wouldn't say lower your expectation. I would say get the first step and next time make it better.
But yeah, this is more or less what I meant with lower the expectation for the content of this one book you're going to start with. Like, make the first step a little bit smaller so that it's easier to attain.
Good.
The thing is to get started.
Sorry, Shamir first. So let's go to Zab. Shamir.
So,
Sorry.
yeah,
No love coaches. Yeah.
no love coaches. Yeah, so it'll take a while to get, like you said, to get the momentum going on this. So we really, it's about setting aside time and sitting down and kind of focusing on this thing and being committed to a timeline. It's very interesting when you said that pre-announce your book, because it puts you into a deadline that everybody has to come together and you have to get all your act together. So it puts an artificial deadline for you, but also gets you committed to doing it.
And there is one here. If you remember this, I did not have a time. I wanted to discuss. If you guys start to write your journaling, you find in your journaling here there is a 10 minutes projects.
Yeah.
So what is a 10 minutes project here?
Yeah.
Find the 6 words.
So my 10 minutes projects is to work on 2 ingredients of my book. So marrying or pursuing these activities, and on Saturday we can discuss more about if you can bring your journals with you, we can work on it. Marrying this with an organized mechanism like this journaling, this is the way to get it to be done. Otherwise, you will come here, you will enjoy the material, you will, as a fantasy, you will not apply it. So if you are aware of what you do every day, you will find that you can actually park your car on the side of the road because you want to finish this particular 5 minutes. You elect not to drive in rush hour, but I will just go aside on the rush hour for 10-20 minutes to finish these particular ones on my phone, recording them, and then I will go back. There are so many things you can shift. Okay, that's good. So, Mariana, what do you reflect?
Well, it's having bite-sized steps helps. It doesn't look as overwhelming anymore.
Good,
Mhm.
good. Daryl, what do you...
Well, these 70 tips are really helpful, and
71.
71, sorry. I forgot to have fun. You got
You had the
the
one and
That's
seven
the
backwards.
problem right there. I chose 35 and narrowed down to 5 to start working on right away. So
Oh, that's good.
helpful. Yeah.
That's good.
Oh, everything said what I want to say. So
Okay.
it's bunch of nuggets here today. Thank you.
Okay. And as I said,
Besides that, I also found this 12 streams of income and the new book announcement, and the way it's laid out is very helpful.
Yeah.
there is also another piece of material because one thing I didn't mean to hide it from you guys, but one major aspect of writing the book in this way is this is one mechanism of how we can get content for our book. What is the alternative way to get content for our books? It's actually to invite individuals to be interviewed for our books, which is something I did for my book. So when I call you up and say, let's interview you for my book for 5 to 10 minutes, how long will I get from you? Like 1 or 2 paragraphs? What's the value of that?
Well, if I'm interviewed in your book, I'll buy your book.
That's good. What else?
It almost acts like a testimonial.
It acts like a story. Excellent.
You what?
It almost acts like a testimonial. Like if someone is keen enough to be in your book, then this is a very strong testimonial, social proof.
What else
You have great content.
other than content?
No,
Who will you interview for your book?
experts?
And who else?
Well, people who know me.
No.
No.
No. The Beth interviewed her customers. Out of the 50 some interviews that she sent out, she got like 48, and she ended up being advisor for a big bank because the CEO of the bank wants to use her techniques. So she ended up working for the bank as a consultant, and then she had right now a full-time job at the bank. So when we call people for interview, we don't only call our friends. We can call also who?
That's a good source.
Okay? So if you do a leadership course or a leadership program, and by now you're supposed to have some idea about how the program look like, that's right? We talk about benefit and ingredient. So if you want to offer your training to a large companies, what you can do? You can call up the decision making in this company and invite them to be interviewed for your own book. And if they agree, what will happen in this half an hour?
You'll be looking for your book.
You have their ears to sell them your expertise. And if you need samples of these particular letters, I do have them. We do have samples for letters where you can send to people unknown to you, where you tell them, I'm writing this book about so and so, I know you are the expert, and I would like to get your feedback and create content of your information. If you also go to 12 Streams of Income website, you will see there's a call for interview. I can interview random people. I have my 6 questions, and each one of you is more than happy to come to answer them maybe on Saturday. And my promise, if you answer my questions, I will have you as a live link inside my book and my promotion. So I give back as well. So I'll promote your business. When I stand it from this angle, you'll be surprised how many doors you can open. Because you can go to stages where people will not allow you to go to the expo because they'll be concerned of selling, and you go connect with the organizer and say, can I interview you for my book? And I will have you featured in my book. Next time, what he will do? And this is exactly what happened with me. People invite me for their events because people now understand what I'm doing, understand how good what I'm doing, and I'm helping them by promoting them in my books and my material. And what they will do in exchange, they will help you. That's why I am against writing books. I don't want to write books. I want to put the book cover, the book material, marketing the material, doing the interview, doing the promotion, and then make enough money, give it to somebody else who can write the book better than me. Make sense? Okay.
Could I have that letter that you would
Yeah, I have material. I don't have it on me right now, but I have all these materials. And
That's exciting.
yeah, and as I said, I maybe more than 2 dozens of books have been done in this way in my last 3 years, and out of the 24 or 26 books, maybe 6 or 8 came to life. The rest is still projects in progress, but the individuals actually were able to make connections much more aggressively than anything else before, because they are looking to interview individuals for books. And the idea came from Napoleon Hill first, because Napoleon Hill has a book where he interviewed like 200 or 400 leaders, that's right. And then he wrote his book about after this interview. So these ideas have been done from early, like more than 100 years ago. It's not new for you to apply it. Okay, any more questions or any concerns? Okay, so let's meet on Saturday and enjoy the rest
Copyright
of the day.
2017 Win Your Brand. All rights reserved. This video is subject to copyright owned by Win Your Brand. Any reproduction or republication of all or part of this video is expressly prohibited, unless Win Your Brand has explicitly granted its prior written consent. All other rights reserved.